with Lakshmana gone, Sita Devi alone in the hut, in the hermitage, there appears Ravana. In what form? Well, in the form of the saffron robes. The robes which are naturally revered in this civilization from those times. And therefore, the deceitful people, it is really Ravana who gave the idea of wearing the robes if you want to deceive somebody. That parampara also continues to this day. And Ravana, in this kashaya vastram, orange robes, and wearing shikha, holding an umbrella and a staff and a kamandalu, he approaches Sita Devi. He chants the Veda. He was a great Samavedi. As he approaches Sita Devi, it is said the winds stopped moving. The trees stopped swaying. There was so much fear, the grip of fear in nature when Ravana came towards the hermitage. And he stood there. And as he stood there chanting the Vedic mantras as if he was a Brahmana and a sannyasi, and that's considered to be, well, a very, very learned monk. Well, Ravana, seeing Sita Devi, he was so stunned by her beauty and being a demon inside, well, he even forgets that he has worn a robes of a recluse, a sage. And when you are a sage, you're not supposed to stand there like a poet admiring this beautiful woman's form. Well, remember, he's a demon, right? He's chanchala, he's unstable. And so he looks at her, he's in such a awe, enchanted by her, that he praises her beauty and tells her, you look like Mahalakshmi. Hey, who are you? Are you the goddess of modesty, Hri Devi? Or are you the goddess of elegance, Shri Devi? Or are you the deity of fame, Kirti Devi? Or are you Mahalakshmi, the goddess of wealth? Hey, I think you are the goddess of Bhutihi, the mystical powers. Or maybe you are the goddess of love, Rati. Ah, you are the goddess of love. No wonder my heart is struck by your beauty. Look at your form. And he goes on to describe her form. Sita Devi hears him. Really, she is uncomfortable, but he has chanted the Veda. He has shown his scholarship, and he is an ascetic, and therefore she feels obligated to invite him to be hospitable and invites him in as a guest. The atithyam she does, the hospitality she does, and so sarvaihi atiti satkarehi pujayamasa maithili. This is Valmiki, okay. In Valmiki Ramayana, remember, there is no Lakshman Rekha. She invites him doing her hospitality ritual because this is a monk who knows the Veda. He has come and she says, well, the food is ready. Here is the water to wash your feet. Please accept. And as she is showing her hospitality, her eyes keep looking for Sri Rama and Lakshmana. Well, they have not come back. She keeps looking for them and presenting her all her rituals. Here is the food, here is the water, here is the seat for you, O Brahmana. Please be seated and may you eat tvadartham. It is all for you, upabhujyatam iha. May you eat what I have offered and be comfortable. Well, he's very comfortable. How is he not going to be comfortable being invited by Sita Devi? And he is very clear. What? That she is the one I have to take her away. Harane. He is very clear that he is going to take her away. Well, after he has eaten, he asks her, well, who are you? Please introduce. As he eats, he asks her, Sita Devi introduces that herself as a daughter of Raja Janaka of Mithila, married to great Sri Rama of Ikshvaku Vamsha. And she describes how they ended up coming into the forest because her husband was such a man of dharma. And all this description, and then she says, well, now you tell me your kulam, your gotram, you tell me who are you? From which lineage do you come, oh monk? And what monk? He forgets he is in ascetic clothes. So enchanted he is by her, and he reveals, I am Ravana. I am Ravana, by whom all people, gods, demons, everybody is struck with terror. That is me. Having seen you, I will make you my foremost queen in my kingdom. I'm going to carry you, my capital is Lanka. Recognize you don't deserve a life like this here. I will give you 5,000 maid servants. What more do you want? You will have everything with you. Sita Devi hears him and says, what is this I am hearing? She says boldly, I am Ramam Anuvrata. I have taken a vow to follow Sri Rama all my life. You are a Rakshasa, a demon. How you dare talk to me like this? She gives him back and says there is a day and night disparity between you and my Lord Rama, whose wife I am. Even as she talks, she is shaking in fear and anger. Ravana continues to describe his gotra, his lineage, and all his accomplishments, and says, I am the half-brother of Kubera, the son of sage Vishrava. And do you know, Kubera, my brother, was so afraid of me, he left Lanka and went to Kailasha and sat there. My brother had this unique car, aerial car. It was a plane, the first plane earth ever saw, called Pushpaka Vimana. It was nothing for me to steal that plane from him. I stole it from him. That chariot now belongs to me. I will give you full freedom to travel in that private plane wherever you want to go. Nobody else has that freedom. None of my other queens, mistresses have that freedom, but you alone will be given that luxury of traveling in this Pushpaka Vimana. Don't refuse me. It's not good for you. Well, of course, Sita Devi, she says, don't talk to me like this. You will die. Don't do this. And Ravana says, hey, you are now, I'm losing my patience, okay? Ravana's anger emerges. With his anger, the form undergoes a transformation. And there stands this demon with 10 heads and 20 arms. Quietly come with me, otherwise I can just pick you up like a spoon. I can hold you in my 2 fingers. And so he threatens her, and he picks her up. She refuses, but drunk with passion, Jagraha Ravanaha Sitam. Valmiki is very, very crude in describing how he lifted Sita Devi. With his left hand, Vamanena Sitam Padmakshim Mardhajeshu Karena cha. He just lifted her with the left hand, grabbed her, and then Dakshinena with the right hand, he grabbed her leg and pulled her up, and taking her in his arms, Ravanaha Ankena Adaya Vaidehim. What did he do? Ratham Aropayat. He placed her in his Pushpaka Vimana. She cried in agony, Rama. She cried and cried, called out to him. The whole forest began to echo, Ha Lakshmana. Hey Rama, where are you? She calls out to him, how come you are not here to punish this cruel demon? You are here to protect Dharma. You protected for the rishis, you destroyed these demons. Where are you, O Rama? She calls out. She tells Ravana, you will die at the hands of of Rama for doing this. She calls and calls. She speaks to every bird, every tree, Karnikara trees, Godavari trees. She calls all the protectors, the powers of the forest, and tells them, please, Sita is being taken away. Sitam harati Ravanaha. Kshipram Ramaya Shamsadhvam. Please, may you quickly get Lord Rama for me. Go send messages to him. All the animals and the birds of the forest, they began to follow the chariot which had lifted up in the air. The tigers, the lions, they were all running behind this chariot, wanting to bring Sita back, but all were helpless because of who Ravana was, so powerful. And it is said, when this happened, Jatayu, remember? That old friend of Dasharatha, the king of all vultures, Jatayu, well, he was sitting there perched on a tree, and he hears Sita's cry. Sita Devi's cry, and Jatayu looks at Ravana. Old he is. He's been a ruler of the bird kingdom for 60,000 years. He's a very old man, an old bird. And he tells him, well, Ravana, don't do this. Don't strike enmity with Lord Rama. I am very old, you are young, but I will not allow this. Yudhyasva yadi shurosi, if you are brave, fight with me first, he says. Fight with me first, tishtha Ravana, shayishyase hataha bhumau. I will make you drop on the earth, killed. Stop, you dare not take Sita away in this way. And thus challenging him, Jatayu and Ravana fought in mid-air and arrows pierced Jatayu all over. Jatayu used his claws, big as he was, he used his claws to inflict wound on Ravana, and the fight went on for over an hour. Then Jatayu broke Ravana's bow. Ravana grabbed another bow, showered thousands of arrows on Jatayu. Well, he was able to shake it off. Jatayu was able to kill the mules of Ravana. He destroyed the chariot, the canopy, the chatram. The charioteer's head was knocking off, and all this, when the chariot was taken away, destroyed by Jatayu, Ravana began to fall on earth. He grabbed Sita Devi, grabbing her in one arm, they all fell on the ground. Nature began to move, Valmiki describes, saying sadhu, sadhu. Sadhu means well done, Jatayu, well done. But Ravana rose again. This time when he rose again, he had a sword in his waist. He takes this sword, Jatayu tells him, yeah, you, come on, fight with me, and goes on his back and tears his skin apart from his back with his beak, pulls his hair with his claws, and Ravana, no one could torment Ravana this much as Jatayu did, the great king of all vultures. What he could do, what it did was unbelievable. Ravana couldn't believe a bird could attack him like this. And in his fury, remember when Ravana gets angry, he trembles with anger. His whole body began to tremble with anger, and he, holding Sita down on his left lap, he struck Jatayu with his sword. Dodging the blows, Jatayu tore off Ravana's 10 arms. All his left arms of Ravana was torn. But as he tore those 10 arms away, a new 10 arms arose in its place. This was Ravana's power. That's how he was invincible. And he saw this Jatayu won't give up. And he took his sword and struck him, cut off Jatayu's wings. Both the wings were cut off, his feet were cut off, his sides were cut, and this great king of vultures just dropped to the ground. Nipapata, he fell on the ground, alpa jivitaha, his life being pulled out of him. Seeing this, Sita Devi, who had been left aside for this to happen, she runs abhyadhavata. Swabandhumeva dukkhitas, crying, she runs to Jatayu, runs to him, embracing him, holding him, crying to Lord Rama, Trahi Mam, Adya muncha, free me, please help me, protect me, she cries and weeps for Jatayu. Well, Ravana is there next moment, pulling her hair, Kesheshu Jagraha, pulling her by the hair and takes her away. She cries and cries. Seeing this, this is called violation of the Maryada of the goddess, and the whole nature stopped.